Yo, Native Bruh here, and I got another video coming at you. Working on this quick jack system today. It's a 5,000 pound system, and I'm gonna hook it up. Don't know what I'm doing.
Stop it. Get some help.
But I'll figure it out as I go. It's leaking at the bottom a little.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Fitting. Oh, it gives some tape too, that's nice. Oh man. Lifting it up from the wrong side. If you're like me and you got a bad back, be careful. Holy cannoli, it's about a 100-page book I gotta look through here for directions.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So I'll get everything set up and I'll just start filming from there, like once I get it put together. Alright, this is your basic setup. You got the air compressor there. That long hose is gonna go off of that. It's gonna lead to this little guy there, that smaller line. And you basically just need to follow the directions. I mean, it'll tell you that you have to put the line underneath like so. You know, I'm just on the first step of like doing the fittings. So make sure you Teflon tape everything because there's going to be fluid coming through the system. This right here is the reservoir. You're going to need 2.1 quarts to fill it according to the directions. I didn't want to spend the extra $10 on a whole nother quart, so I'm just going to put 2 quarts in it. Alright, so I added 2 quarts in, not 2.1, and it filled with just the 2 quarts all the way to the top, and it started leaking over once I put the top in. So there's no bubbles, there's no space. 2 quarts was plenty.
Oh my God.
I'm at the point right now where I'm going to bleed the system. And I'm going by the quick jack way to do it, which is put it on blocks, 2 large and 1 medium on each jack. So now the next step is to raise it up and lower it 2 or 3 times, going to the first locking point and back out. So this is my very first time trying to do this. Getting nothing. What? Okay, so it says the first locking point, which I think I'm basically at. I'll go a little more. So now you can actually hear them lock in place there. Well, it's going, it's just really, because there's no weight on it. In the quick jack video, it goes up and down like it's nothing. I don't understand.
Here I am performing the bleeding process. It's basically the same thing as bleeding car brakes. Unscrew the nut so that the air can escape. Tighten that same screw back down after the air bubbles stop.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Alright, I think I'm honestly going to leave it like that. I think it was working, because it's working well. The first time it went up, you notice it was kind of shaking. The second time was a lot smoother. I think this time, it's going to be better. So, I'm going to move on to the next one. Basically just repeating that same process. I'm not going to film that part. Alright, so I'm at the point where I supposedly bled successfully. Now we're going to run it up and down to see if everything is smooth. Again, first run after I bled the system. It should go up evenly without any kinks in it. Perfect. Quick Jack says to run the system a few times up and down, but I'm just gonna skip that because it takes forever for this thing to go down when you have no weight on it. So I'm just gonna run it once. I mean, it will look pretty even, did it not? First thing first, right after this, I'm gonna put air back in it. And you have to do that before you put real weight, like car weight on it. So from my understanding, you have to pressurize the cylinders. These little air cylinders right here. On the internet it says to use an air compressor, which I have, but I don't have like the fitting for it that tells you PSI. Something I should actually get. So I figured I should try using my bike tire pump. Maybe that would fit on the end. And it's actually very similar to a regular size
could do so you want him to do you so much you could do anything.
A regular size tire. My air pump fit on there like perfectly. Perfect. Using the air pump, my bike air pump, to charge the system, the air cylinder up to 50 psi. I'm actually doing about 48 because it says do not exceed 50 psi. Alright, here goes nothing. Just making sure everything is lined up right before I lift it. Right in the center, right in the center. Beautiful. Alright, let's do this. Ugh.
Notice how the rear wheels are off the ground, but not so much in the front? Make sure to look at your vehicle when lifting. Reposition the jack for a more even lift.
I'm actually going to move it up to the front of the car a little bit more. Alright, so my right side, this other side clicked in, but this side did not. There she went. Yay, she's locked in place. Alright, so I got the quick jack up. And I just did a car here. I had to do all the brakes and the rotors. About to put the tires on and then lower it for the first time. I forgot I gotta go up first before it can go down. Oh, I have to lift it up. I thought it did it on its own. So now that these bars are free, lift it up. Back in?
Good.
Clear?
Yep.
Beautiful. love this thing. Still no leaks.
Perfect.
I'm the dude.